So how do you know if you have a great location for your coffee house? Not just a good location, but a great location, right? Because listen, if you have a good location, a lot of things work in your favor. If you have a bad location, you're swimming upstream. Good location creates a lot more customer awareness, creates a lot more customers, which translates into a lot more sales, which translates into a lot more impact in the community. But if you have a bad location, there's a lot of things that are going against you. If you have a good location, you have this enormous buffer zone where if you're even new to the coffee business, you have time to work out the kinks because you have such a good location. But if you have a bad location, you need to have your operation perfect from day one. So a good location is like a trump card. It's like an ace in your pocket. So how do you know if you have a good location? There's only a couple things to keep in mind. These are major things. So here's the test. First thing, are you on the morning side of the street? Every road has a morning side of the road. People are going to work in the morning. They want their coffee. You need to be on the morning side. What you need to do, just go out to any location, go out to a place and start counting cars. You sit there in the morning, start at 6 in the morning, and you just tally. Tick, 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 tick. How many cars are coming through at that time? If one car is coming through between 7 and 9 o'clock, that is not a good location. You need to pick something else. That's not enough. You don't have enough traffic there. You have to be on the morning side. Why the morning side? Because people, when they're in traffic, there's a big long line. You don't want them to have to come cross traffic to get back in line. So they may go past you because you're like, well, maybe I'll hit them on the way home because it'll be on the right side of the road. You don't want that. You don't want them to come on the way home. You want them to come in the morning because you're the coffee business. You may be even open in the evening, but you can't recover from that if you are on the evening side of traffic. You need to be on the morning side of the street, number one. 2, it has to have good curb appeal. Now, I'm not saying it has to be a beautiful building, brand new. You can have some imagination, but it does need to have something that's a curb appeal. You're like, man, that's a cute place. That's got a nice lay of the land, right? Things for me when I think of curb appeal, I do not think big wires like, those transcontinental wires for electricity. You don't want to put your coffee house underneath one of those wires. It just doesn't have the right vibe to it. Like, that's an example, but you understand what I'm saying. It needs to have good curb appeal. When you're buying a house or something like that, you can have an imagination, but it needs to have some things to work with. It has to have good curb appeal. The third thing, it has to have good ingress and egress. Now, what is that? Ingress is easy to get into. Egress is easy to get out of. So if this is your building and traffic is going this way, they can get in easy and then they can get out easy. It's that simple. Some of the new shopping centers, they make it super difficult for you to get in and out. Here's where you are. This is the morning side. This is where morning traffic is. You have to cross traffic. You have to go here. Okay, turn this. Come up here, get to the stop sign, turn right. Okay, get to another stop sign, get here. They can see you from the road. You've got beautiful curb appeal, right? It's awesome, great lighting, new building, but we're not there yet. Okay, now we finally get in there. Now to get out, gotta go all the way back out. Oh gosh. And cross traffic to get back out. You better have your stuff together if you pick a building here, because this is a nightmare. I'm not gonna stop. Are you gonna stop? You're not gonna stop. I'm late. I don't have 30 minutes to make it through the labyrinth of all of this. This is bad. Don't do that. As an independent operator, we're wanting to make impact. We're not wanting to make trouble for people. So this is ingress and egress. You got to have that. Along with ingress and egress, you're going to need some parking. I haven't written it on there, but you need this. You need it easy for people to get in and out of their car and to get to you. Easy and a lot of it. Codes will say, hey, you have to have this much parking. You need more parking than that. One of the things, we had a problem. They had great parking, but it wasn't available to them. They didn't deal with that in the lease. I mean, this is amazing. They had a full parking lot, probably 100, how many spots do you think they had? Over 50 spots. I was like, this is a dream. They opened up and the landlord said, you cannot use any of that. You only have street parking. None of that parking was available to them. None, zero, zip. They had to have street parking, which now their customers have to walk across the parking lot to get into their place. And it's just frustrating. You need to take care of the parking and all of that at the beginning. Do you have good parking? Is the landlord going to give you that parking? Or are they going to gatekeep that from you and make you have permits. It's insane. That's not a good situation. The next thing is activity. What do I mean by activity? It doesn't need to be a ghost town with tumbleweeds, right? It needs to have activity. You need to feel like, hey, something's happening here. People are remodeling their homes. You see dumpsters maybe in driveways like, oh, we're redoing this. You see people cutting their grass. You see people painting their houses. You see activity. You see activity and you see people out in their yards. If you see parks, that's great. If you see people walking their dogs, that's great because there's activity. They feel safe enough to be out there and you don't have to deal with that safety contingent. The next thing is, do you see a lot of litter in the area? Do people take care of their property or are they dumping places? Are they dumping trash everywhere? Do they have pride of ownership? Do they feel good about being in that community? This is one of these things I'm like, it doesn't give me a good feeling, doesn't give me a good vibe because people are not taking care of their places. It's almost like the broken window syndrome. It's like if you have a broken window in a building, if it's not taken care of, then sooner or later all the windows will be broken in there because people are not taking care of their place and they don't have pride of ownership. Litter is one of those indicators. You don't want this. You do want this. You want youth. You want young. You want youthful people. You want young couples. You want kids. You want safety because they bring energy. They bring energy to the place. They have a neighborhood. They want a neighborhood coffee house. They want some place that they can hang out and call their own. This is super important because when you put your coffee house there, they make it their own and you become the place where they come to hang out. You get to watch their kids grow up. You get to see them have babies. If the young couples and you see young couples and youth, you know that there's activity, there's hope for the future, and you want to be part of that. You want to be on the front end of that. You want to build the community with the community, not come into an established community. That way you can get a great location before someone else grabs it. So this video, test for an awesome location. Remember, morning side of the street, good curb appeal, ingress and egress. Let's not do this. Good parking, activity. Do we feel energy in the area? Litter or things that indicate that people don't have pride of ownership? Do they like their place? Youth, young couples, vibrancy, a hope for the future. These are things, if you do this, you are gonna rock it. You're gonna have an awesome location. You're gonna have built-in customers, built-in community. You're gonna do a great job and you're gonna be part of that impact. So go get them, go find a good location, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.